right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next episode of Vinyl Stallions. And we got a fucking great guest today. We have Mr. John O'Hallaron, aka Chalk Dinosaur, member of the Chalk Dinosaur, posted up in Pittsburgh, PA. John, how we doing today?
Doing real good. How are you guys doing?
We're fantastic. You know, I mean, you're a Midwest boy yourself, so you understand that we only get about 3 to 4 months of good weather and have to utilize it to a T. So, see the sun outside.
It's been great. I've definitely been utilizing it. Working on music in the basement.
Dude, that I mean, honestly, there's no better way to spend time in my mind. The essence of creating. So you're doing something right. Clap, how we doing, man?
Can't complain. Life is good. Was out in the sun mowing the lawn before this, so
that's my outside time as well. Go mow the lawn.
I love it. It's therapeutic to me.
Yeah, I like it. I like it if it's nice out and I got some music. Honestly, That is like the time that I get outside.
I was going to say it's the time I discover, honestly, new music. That's usually when I go on Spotify, I hit that weekly shuffle or recommended, and I'll just bounce around to it.
Yeah.
Awesome. But yeah, so as I said, John is a part and has created a band called Chalk Dinosaur. And again, they're from Pittsburgh, PA. Looks like the discography goes way back all the way until 2011. So it's been around for some time. But John, give us a little bit of background. So how did this whole project begin?
Sure. It was right after I graduated high school. I got real obsessed with recording. I got like a recording interface and started messing around with like beat making software and just started writing songs and stuff. So I was writing a bunch of songs and I just needed, I wanted to make like an artist entity to start releasing music. So that's how it started. Just a solo songwriting project, and released the first album actually in 2009, freshman year of college, or maybe sophomore. And then just ever since then, I've just been recording. That's what I love to do the most, is just write and record music. And, you know, it started out as indie rock, like very like Weezer, Death Cab for Cutie type of stuff. And then kind of as my life progressed and I had more musical experiences and the music started to change as well. And I decided to kind of just keep everything under the same name. So it kind of went from indie rock to surf rock to like psychedelic rock. And then I started getting into electronic music. So there's a few albums and EPs that are just straight up like electronic music. And then kind of interspersed in recent years has been like kind of psychedelic jam type of music. So it's kind of like right now, it's kind of like electro funk on one hand. That's kind of stuff I do by myself. And then we have like a 4-piece band that does, it's still kind of like very dance oriented music, but it's, you know, in the context of 4-piece rock band, I guess. So those are kind of the two worlds right now that are going. But yeah, that's it in a nutshell.
And it's hard to characterize your music in a nutshell, man, because it is captivating, honestly, how, I don't know, the journey that you take people on. Like, it's so, I don't know, it's so just takes you on a ride. I don't even know how to put it into words. So I'm going to just jump in real quick, because I know I mentioned at the beginning how I'm freaking excited beyond belief for this, because this is our first guest where I dove into the music for months on months. And honestly, I listened to your music so much 2020, 2021. And I'll tell you how I came across you. So our faithful Cleveland Browns made it to the playoffs for the first time in forever. And we face your Pittsburgh Steelers. And as we're coming back from commercial, there is a song playing. And if I'm not mistaken, it was Spectrum. Is that correct?
It was Synchronicity, I think.
Yes, but it was off
Yeah.
of that album that just released at the end of 2019.
Yeah.
And I remember just hearing this, and I'm like, "What is this?" And then I went on. I like they put the name in, and then I went and searched you. And since then, I have honestly been just following your music and just exposing all my friends in the Cleveland area to that. But it's specifically because they played it. Do you know how they did? Did they just shuffle like a Pittsburgh station, or do you have any idea how that happened?
No, I have no idea. I was watching that game too, with my brother who's in the band and, was part of that recording. And we were completely surprised. Like, we had no idea that was going to happen. And it was like, that was probably it might have been the only time where I was just completely surprised. I'm like, how is this playing right now? That's cool though. That's how you heard about it.
No, yeah, it honestly is. And you can ask my friends. I'm bumping your stuff all the time, and it'll be like 5 minutes into a song, and they'll just be like, "Wait, what is this? What am I listening to now?" And I'll be like, "Oh, that Chalk Dino. Let me show you."
That's how I heard about Chalk Dinosaur. That was all Spruce. You're like, dude, you got to check this out. And yeah, I listened to that whole Spectrum album, and
nice.
Just branching off of that.
Cool. Yeah, I was gonna ask what you guys had heard, because and like what kind of music you're into, because it's kind of someone might have heard a different song. I think the most popular song is like a more electronic song, so it's interesting to hear like what people got onto it with.
Yeah, no. So for myself, I'm a big just like jam band like lover. I love when music just takes you all over the place. And I also love you got a lot of in your early ones, like surf kind of chords and I love that music as well. So that's what captivated me.
Cool. Jam. Well, Ohio is really great. That's like my favorite place for festivals for that kind of music. Like, the scene in Ohio has been amazing. Just like, I've been going to festivals in Ohio for a long time, and just recently, like, we've gotten to start playing festivals in Ohio, and like started playing in Columbus a little bit, and the community there is really amazing. Like, everybody is so enthusiastic and like into music, and just like, it's been a really great response when we've played there, and everybody's been super nice.
No, there's been talk of not even just the bands in at least the Cleveland and Columbus area, but also, like you said, the people of just kind of a renaissance of trying to find new music, and I don't know, everyone just trying to make it out there and support like live music again, because we didn't have it for a minute.
Yeah, it's been great. I'm really excited for the Workout. The Workout Festival?
Yeah, that's like July 14th through the 16th.
Yeah,
a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's our next show, and that festival's amazing, and it's
at Legend Valley, correct?
Yeah, that's like it's like one of my top favorite venues to like go see music, and just like the vibe and the crowd there, so chill, and like everything's like easy. It's easy to get in. It's easy to like, if you have to do anything, go to the bathroom, or like you want to get water or food or something, it's just like perfect. And that was going to that festival probably like 8 years ago. No, I went to All Good there in like 2013, so 9 years ago. That was like a very inspiring couple years when we were going there, because I like wasn't performing at the time, and I was there with my brother, and we were like, we want to do this. It's really fun.
Awesome.
Right on. And now you're living it. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, Legend Valley, I had never been there, but I've heard only good things about it. So I'm itching to get down there. That place holds like what, 30,000?
I think it can hold a lot, because I know yeah, All Good was about 30,000. I think Workout's probably like 5 to 10,000. So it's a lot more dispersed.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know they do Lost Lands there, which is that huge. It's gotten humongous, that EDM festival. That's that might even be more. But I like Workout because it's pretty small. There's still a lot of people there, but it's like you're not crammed in there.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Dude, so now, all right, we'll keep rolling with this festival talk then, because you guys just played the Peach Festival, which is one I have been trying to get to and is a pretty big like festival in the area. Is that in Scranton?
Yeah. It's like
Humphreys McGee was there, weren't they?
I'm not sure if they were this.
Goose was there.
Yeah, I think both Humphreys and Goose were there.
They might have played on a different night. I can't remember this. Yeah, we were only there for Saturday, which was when we were playing, and it was Goose and Trey. I know Pigeons was there. Nice. Billy Strings. But yeah, that was those
are some huge names.
I know. Yeah, it was kind of a surprise that we got. I think I'm not exactly sure how that happened. I think somebody that was friends with somebody that was involved with the festival like recommended us or something. It was like a word of mouth thing. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I was really surprised. They gave us like a really good time slot too. It was like 6:45 to 8 p.m.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's sick.
That was amazing. And yeah, that was really good. Our set got cut a couple songs short because of a storm that was like approaching. Which I had been to the Peach in 2016, and there were a lot of random storms, so it wasn't that surprising. But I'm glad we got to play most of our set and got to kind of make an impact. But yeah, I was a little bummed. The last like 30 minutes of our set was gonna be good.
Oh man, we save the big stuff. The big stuff.
Yeah. But we'll get to do it at Workout. So
nice. No, I mean that's awesome. And I guess like, how does it come to fruition? Like with all these festivals, like because you have another one coming up, the Summer Dance over at Nelson's Ledges in September.
That one's awesome.
Yeah, we actually just went to Sunny Days at Nelson's Ledges, and that was our first time there. Saw like Tropodelic, and a couple other bands. But
how was it?
It was awesome. Similar to apparently the Peach Festival, it was downpouring rain for majority of it, and then right when Tropodelic came on, it stopped, and everyone came out of the woodworks, and it was a great time.
Yeah, we've gotten lucky with weather there the past few years, so hopefully I've never been there when it's been raining. Were you like under the trees? Were you like
so we didn't camp, but but our friends were there, and like everyone was just like under the trees in that village and just hiding in their cars or tents. But yeah, like I said, when the late night music came on, it pretty much cleared up, so everyone was out and about just a little bit muddy.
Nice. So yeah, glad you got to get a break from the rain there. But usually, to answer your question, it's always just like by invitation. All the festivals we've gotten to play, it's like somebody has heard us, or somebody knows somebody that has heard us or seen us or something. Like I've never been able to get a festival that I've like actively tried to get into. Like I spent definitely a lot of time earlier on, like applying and trying to email and like, and it never worked. It was just through word of mouth, I guess, that it's kind of just invite only, I guess, for the most part. It seems like, because I've never had any luck like trying to get on by reaching out.
Interesting. Nice.
Yeah.
So you play a shit ton of instruments, my man. How, like, what was your first instrument? When did you, start learning all of these and putting them to work?
Parents started me playing violin when I was like 5. So I played that from 5 to 9. I played like clarinet for a year randomly in the band, school band, and then I switched to saxophone for a few years in the school band, and then I went back to violin, and then in high school, my brother got a drum set, and my older brother, I have 2 older brothers. One of them got a drum set, and the other one got a bass, and they started playing in bands and like, just doing more like rock stuff. And so we had the instruments at our house, and then me and my brother and our friend who was in the band, our former bass player, we would always just like mess around on those and jam. So yeah, that's when I started playing guitar and messing around on drums a bit in high school, and bass, just kind of tinkering around on those for fun. And then once I started recording, that's really like the best way I feel like to kind of learn how to play stuff. And because you kind of have to, you got to be able to play what you want to play. So you kind of just have to do it a bunch of times until you can do it. So yeah, that's just starting in high school. Just, it was mostly guitar, and then like tried to, learn how to sing better and just play the instruments good enough to like make a recording. So that's kind of been the process.
Is there one instrument that you like more than the others?
I think I'm probably like the best. Like, I probably have the most like skills with guitar, but I don't know. I think drums are the most fun. And
Right.
I mean, if I'm recording bass, like I'll get really into that too, because I love like a groove and bass lines. I don't know, yeah, all of them, but I think guitar is that's kind of the main one that I have the most ability to kind of do stuff with.
Kick ass. Yeah, man. So I have just moved semi recently into a new place, and I've been setting up a studio. I got my Sony camera here. I'm ready. I got audio interface ready to roll, and I'm telling myself, I'm gonna make videos. I'm gonna record myself and do it. And it's just, I find all the procrastination, all the excuses in the world. And then I go on Instagram and I see you making them. And I kid you not, man, like you are an inspiration for me, the way you put together those
awesome.
videos. I mean, honestly, you do them so well. It's all, and then you see you actually playing all the instruments, but it's going through your interface. And I really think those are incredible.
That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I've been trying to kind of like build a following with Instagram through those videos, like make these little short 1-minute things and post them as reels and try to get people to follow.
It works. The reels, I didn't realize. I posted one reel in my life and it got about like 5K views, and all my other ones most got like 44. And I'm like, what is happening here? I guess the reels they just send out to everyone, or that's the attention span of a human being now, 1 minute.
Well, that's what I didn't understand that for a while either, but then I eventually like learned that the reels are kind of Instagram's way of like doing TikTok. So if you open up TikTok, it just shows like just a random video pops up on your screen. You don't have to follow that person. It just like pops up on your screen, and eventually like, the app learns like what you like, and then it'll start showing you videos that you like. So if you post reels, it'll show them to people that don't follow you, and people that do follow you, but it'll show you videos, or it'll show your video to people that, have an interest in what you're doing. So I found out that that's really what you want to be posting if you're trying to gain followers. And then just like the regular posts are kind of just more for the people who follow you.
Absolutely. Like I got in the real game.
Yeah. Just any video you post, just do it as a reel, and then more people will see it.
Nice.
Good to know. Yeah, we post on our story all the time, but I don't think, have we ever made a reel on the Vinyl Stallions account?
Not we might have. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's videos.
It's,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's such a puzzle trying to figure out how to, it's such a powerful tool. And, I've seen a couple people that I know, like there's a drummer that I know from Erie, Pennsylvania. His tags Ian Hits Drums. Have you seen his videos ever?
I have not. I got a lot of family in the area though, so I'm gonna check them out.
Yeah, Ian Hits Drums, and like I've watched his Instagram go from like 5,000 followers to like he's probably at like 60,000 now. Damn, and like he's like, probably at a level where he can make a living from that because he has such a big audience now that like he could probably, I mean, I would assume he's able to, I think he's got like sponsorships now from like microphone manufacturers, and like he sells sample packs and stuff. But he puts out videos every couple days for, he's been doing that for years now, but it's pretty amazing. And I was like, I've seen a couple other people that have just like grown a huge following doing those types of videos where it's just like a short composition of them making a beat or like something. And I guess I'm just trying to leverage that, and if I could get enough of an audience on there, then maybe I could turn that into a way to support myself, or at least partially.
That's the dream. that's what everyone hopes for.
Your music's definitely good enough for it, know. Like,
thanks.
Like if you would have told us right now that it was, like, I would not have been surprised at all.
Yeah, there's just so many different ways that people make a living or make an income. I mean, like YouTube's a big one, which I haven't tapped into at all. Yeah. YouTube, Instagram. It's just like, I don't know. Any one of those things though is takes a lot of time. And a podcast too. Like you guys are doing the podcast. I also like have a podcast, but I haven't posted an episode in like 6 months because it's just like there's just so many things going on that that one gets kind of kicked to the curb.
Yeah. It's definitely a grind, and we're doing this obviously over Zoom right now. We don't do like that much editing and whatnot, but it's in the back of your mind, I have to do this at some point, then stuff stacks up. So
yeah, I just never have a plan. Like just need to like even if I set aside a couple hours once every 2 weeks, I could do 2 episodes and like have a regular thing, but I just like I'm terrible at organizing my time.
You are good.
So I gotta go ahead, Spruce.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
I was just gonna ask what's the podcast called, and like is there any certain topic it's guided towards, or
it's called the Chalk Dinosaur Podcast, and it kind of touches on a lot of things, but a lot of it is based around the music and like kind of what I'm working on at the time, or like talking about shows we played, or there's like a series of episodes that are kind of like dive into the albums, kind of like like that Song Exploder podcast where you kind of they have an artist, they go through like how they made a certain song. So I'll do that for the albums. I kind of just created it as a way. I just wanted to have some stuff there and like kind of get that going in case like the audience grows and people want to dive a little deeper into the Chalk Dinosaur world, that there would be like something there.
That's awesome. So honestly, what I was going to say is perfect with this, the diving in aspect. Your website is set up fantastic. I really like how you give little blurbs on each album and kind of give us a little bit of a background, the feel that you're going for as well. Like, I thought that was really, really cool. And I haven't seen on really any other artist website.
Which website are you, like chalkdinosaur.com?
Yeah, chalkdinosaur.com/music. And when you go to the music,
nice.
and go down. I mean, I just like how it just kind of gives like a little brief, like beach inspired album combined with steel drum sounds, ukulele, and just
Okay, nice.
like giving your take on it, like what you were going for, what was the inspiration behind that.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, no, I mean, I like reading that stuff. I am just like anytime I'm working at home, I have my tab open on just like Wikipedia and stuff, and I like just hearing backgrounds, just seeing, I don't know, the inspiration, where people came from. So I thought that was really great.
That's good to know. Yeah, that's like another thing that it's been on my list. Like I haven't uploaded all my albums to that yet, and I had that website for like 2 years, and I still am like updating it. I haven't like updated it, but that's good to know that you enjoy reading the little background info.
Yeah, and I don't think the people out here are going to blame you for uploading that, because your discography is so fucking big. It's huge. I didn't realize it.
Website maintenance is tough too. Like I have a little coffee company on the side, and my website, if I'm just being candid, is not the greatest. Like it just has the cart pretty much, and that's like all I need it to do. But just maintaining a website is harder than people think.
Yeah, and it's just there's so many different fronts to maintain. Like if you got a website, which is good to hear how you use that, because sometimes I'm like, like do people actually go to this? Like what is the purpose of this? But it's kind of just like a hub, I guess, for everything. But yeah, the website takes maintenance, and then like Instagram and Facebook also require maintenance. So yeah, I definitely feel you on that.
And all of them work different ways. Like we just started a TikTok page, and I made one TikTok video, but there are so many different freaking features in that app. Like, and I don't view myself as like tech savvy. Like I work on a computer all day. Like I know my way around technology decently well. And I'm still just like, what is all this shit?
I know, yeah. It's its own world. And I feel like it's kind of tricky, because the kind of content that does well on TikTok is not the same content that does well on Instagram. And that's completely different than what you would post on YouTube.
Absolutely.
So it's like, it's kind of weird. On TikTok, I noticed like the videos where it's just me talking into the camera do better than the videos of me like playing music. It's weird.
Okay.
And it's the opposite on Instagram.
Yeah, we've noticed like something similar. So like an interview like this, where you can see all of us, and like you can see our facial expressions, hand gestures, you would probably think that like more people would watch this on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
But no, the more people will listen to this on audio only for sure. And then when it's an episode where we're just like talking about an album, it will get more views on YouTube than audio only. And I still can't figure it out.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, it's tough to, that was kind of something I was going through with my podcast, because I was doing video for the first maybe like 15 or so episodes. And then I'm like, I could probably pump out a lot more content if it was just audio. And I was like, well, I don't really watch podcasts on YouTube much, but I mean, it is nice to have video, but it does make things a little more difficult.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
I think for some people, it's not even necessarily that they need to see it. It's just that they use YouTube to find it.
Yeah, you're probably right. Because I know there's a lot of, music channels, and it's not a video. It's just like a still picture. It's like a, animated, like pulsating picture or something.
Yeah, Rick Rubin has a podcast and does that. I know.
Yeah,
that would probably be good. I haven't heard that one.
It's incredible. I like when they put out the new Chili Peppers album a couple months ago. He interviewed, I'm pretty sure, like each member of the band, and he's the fucking producer of it. So it was just great to hear all their insight.
I didn't know that. Have you? So I assume you've listened to it. I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah. I guess our most popular piece of media that we have out there is a YouTube video where the night that album came out, we just stayed up till midnight, listened to every song and just reacted to it live. And yeah, like that's probably our most successful piece of media so far in terms of views. But yeah, I mean, I personally love the album. Like the boys are back.
Nice. Yeah, I heard it was good. So what's your like vision with your podcast? Because it sounds like you do like some music kind of commentary and then also have interview stuff as well.
Yeah, so we've kind of broken it up so far into three different aspects. The first aspect and kind of the core that we originally thought was going to, I guess, be the core is album reviews. But we are going by topic. So the first one when we started this was just icons in music. We picked like the Stones, Pink Floyd, Bruce, and just icons in music, picked some of their albums and not necessarily their most popular ones. And then the next one we did women in music, and we expanded that from Tina Turner to Billie Eilish to all different kinds of women
Alicia
in music.
Keys.
And then right now we're on actually the Chili Peppers, John Frusciante album. So all the ones he's involved in. But so that was the original aspect. And then to do some concert reviews that Klepp and I go to. But about a month or so into it, we said, we know a lot of talented people, and not just people who perform the music, but who are like yourself, producing, mixing, sound guys, people taking photos, working in the ticket sales department. So from there, we decided to kind of make that the center point of this podcast, to really give people a platform like yourself to talk. And then, yeah, we'll throw some on the sides. We'll probably have some random episodes coming here, kind of doing like top 10s or some sort of debatable topic. But this is the meat and potatoes of it right now.
Cool interview. Yeah. Top 10 list, album reviews. It sounds like YouTube, good YouTube stuff.
Yeah, I guess the way we describe it, this is like our tagline on all of our accounts, is just podcast about all things music. So we don't necessarily want it to be like limited to one certain like type of video or podcast or anything, like we're open to anything. I guess, yeah, another one that we forgot to mention that we do every now and then is called Vinyl Roulette, where we have like, so like the reason why it's called Vinyl Stallions too, you can kind of see behind me, like there's a shelf with a bunch of vinyl records on it. Like we collect vinyl. So what we'll do is like, we'll just have a list of all of our vinyl records and we'll just draw them at random and listen to them. And then in the episode, we'll just talk about it.
It's a rowdy experience.
Nice.
But
sounds fun.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's fun. I mean, this all started just because Klepp and I text every day about just random music, and we're just like, why don't we just go talk about it so we can be done with it? And then if we ever want to hear ourselves talk about it again, we could go back to it.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of cool. Yeah, it's like you're just capturing this moment or this year in time, and go back and listen, just hear where your head was at.
And I mean, overall, at least for myself, we've already, we started interviewing people, I think, towards the end of March. Was maybe our first one, and we have met some incredible people, including yourself, and it has just, I don't know, been an absolute pleasure to, I don't know, again, I mentioned it before, like I love reading wiki pages, hearing background, so just hearing how everyone gets their start and whatever it may be in music is half the fun for me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was doing some interviews for some of my episodes, and I was like, I feel like it was a lot harder than I expected to do like interview style podcast with people. I guess probably just because of like my social skills are not as good as I thought they were. But I remember thinking that was tough. But I also thought that like there's not a lot of podcasts that do interviews, especially like in jam and like producer world. There's like Andy Frasco's podcast, that's probably the biggest one right now that interviews jam musicians. And then there's Eric Krasno's Plus One Podcast, which is that one's really good too. And I think Corey Wong, he started a podcast.
Oh, I love Corey Wong.
Yeah, Spruce saw Corey in, was that February or January?
It was January in Columbus at Express Live or Kemba Live, whatever they're changing it now.
Nice.
But that, I said it walking out, I was like, I think that's easily a top 10 concert I've been to. Like,
yeah,
so fucking good live.
Yeah, I saw him one time at Red Rocks. He was opening for String Cheese.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, it was like an interesting combo. But yeah, his show is just like, I don't know. He's a very charismatic showman, and like the show just like had a lot of momentum and just super funky.
I felt like I was on like the Wheel of Fortune, but with music.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. He's like one of those guys that's like, I love listening to him talk about music just because his perspective on it is like really healthy perspective. And like, he's also just so prolific with his music and then with like the videos, and he just like puts out so much good stuff. He's like a content wizard.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's how I found him, was online.
I guess this is for both of you, but have you seen that YouTube video with Cody Fry? I think the song is called Want You Back, but just like that video is just like, I don't know, the way he puts it all together is just magnificent.
Is that like a studio?
It's a live studio.
Okay. Cody Fry, is he the singer with like the fro?
Yeah, and he plays piano too.
Okay. Yeah, I can't think of it, but I'll check it out.
Yeah,
is that singer from the band Ripe? Is that Cody Fry?
Couldn't tell you. That honestly,
I know
that's
Ripe.
my only time seeing Cody in a video or a song.
I kind of want to know as well. No, it doesn't look like it's him. Ripe's another good band. I'm actually mad. I was low-key considering they're in Columbus this Saturday, the 9th, so in 2 days, and I have never seen them live, but they're a band I recently started following.
Have you guys seen those Corey Wong videos? I think he released an album, but it was like all the videos were like on a game show set.
Yeah. That's like what gave me the vibes. Like those were the videos that I found him on. And so that's probably why I said the game show when I went and saw him. Because they also have those wacky inflatable arm guys whenever like the horns are teeing off.
Yeah, it was fun.
Man,
it's definitely.
That's awesome. So like what other kind of music do you listen to, John, just in your free time, or do you cut yourself always going back to or are listening to recently?
I guess it depends on the setting, but like sometimes I'd do like a journaling practice where I'd journal in the morning. And whenever I'm doing that, I'll put on a vinyl. I really like going to the dollar rack or like the dollar bin and just like finding the most random, like obscure looking thing that like looks like it sounded interesting. Partially because like I like looking for like weird stuff that I could sample and like put in a beat or something. And then a lot of times it's just like instrumental, like weird old vinyls in the morning. And then I don't know, like recently, I think my favorite 2 albums recently of like kind of like an electronic like producer world type of thing are this, I think it's a producer duo called Crack and Smack. Crack with a K and 2 A's, and Smack's spelled the same way, but they released an album called Pleasure Center that's like, it's like sounds like modern well-produced music, but also like vintage song-based music. It's like a really good album. That was probably one of the most recent ones that really like kind of knocked my socks off. And then his other producer, his name's Oliver. He's got a full length album called Portrait, I think, or no, Full Circle by Oliver. His like production is just so tight and like fat. It's like I don't know how he does it, but that's kind of like my benchmark if I'm making electronic music, like how I want it to sound, either Crack and Smack, Pleasure Center, or Oliver Full Circle. And then kind of like my songwriting music that I listen to, like my favorite songwriters are Ween and My Morning Jacket. Those are probably my two kind of, I just saw My Morning Jacket in Raleigh this past spring, and that was like one of the first like shows that really like blew me away. So those are kind of like two of my songwriting influences. And then for jam, I don't really listen to much jam when I'm at home. It's like it's always when I'm at the concert, like in the experience is when I listen to, you know, Lotus and STS9 and Papadozio, Lettuce. Like I listen to a lot of Lettuce actually.
Right on.
Like in the car and stuff. But yeah, I think those are the big ones right there. That's what I kind of listen to.
Very cool. I'm definitely going to go and check out those first two albums that you were talking about.
Yeah, they're great. They're like pretty much every song is like really good, in my opinion. I enjoy it a lot. And then I guess like if I'm working out, like if I'm working out or running or something, I'll listen to like house music, or I'll put on some kind of like heavier electronic music or something. And I really don't know much of who's who in that, but I kind of just put on find a playlist and like find one that I'm in the mood for. And
Nice.
Yeah. What about you guys?
Oh man. So I'm all over the place. So, and it's honestly, Club and I did this to ourselves. We have a playlist that we started probably last year. It's called the Stampede Shuffle now, but basically anything under the sun that him and I have ever come across, we'll just add it to that playlist. And it's up to almost 4K songs at this point, I think. So yeah, like it's you'd never, like there are probably hundreds of there I've never even seen pop up. But whenever I'm just having free time, I'll just click that shuffle button and whatever comes up, and it can take you anywhere from fusion jazz to EDM to blues. Club, we did it to ourselves. I don't even know at this point what I listen to.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's seriously like listening to a radio station where like they could just change genres on a dime.
Yeah, just anything that you like that like you think is good, put on there.
Yeah, but even just like hidden tracks like that, I don't even know. Club has like you've probably done, I don't even know, 2/3 of it. I've probably done 1/3. So I honestly have Club to thank for introducing me to a lot of new music that I just wouldn't have come across.
You'll have to share the link.
Absolutely.
We can definitely do that. Yeah, Stampede Shuffle on Spotify. Yeah, I guess at least for me, like the first genre of music I really liked was heavy metal, and then sort of like 90s grunge and alternative, and then from there I sort of got into jam bands, and then from jam bands sort of got into like jazz and blues, but I never really lost my interest in any of those other genres. So now it's just sort of come full circle where like the only genres I'm really not exploring are maybe like new rap and hip hop. Like I still like all the old school, like 90s, even 2000s, and then country. Again, like I guess the 90s country, like Alan Jackson, Hank Williams Jr. I still rock with that, but like the new country sort Like it's a little too poppy for me. But yeah, I like it all.
Nice. Yeah, it's definitely, yeah, I feel the same way. I kind of feel the same way about making music too. That's like why it's just always changing, because just like different stuff, and I just kind of want to make whatever. But yeah, you can get paid to be a playlister.
Well, where do we apply?
Yeah, can you send me that link?
Yeah, all you have to do is just get a lot of followers on your playlists. And then there's a lot of services. Like I've paid to submit my songs to playlists. Or Submit Hub is just one of the places where, like, I think you could sign up as a playlister, and there might be some kind of criteria for, like, you need to have like 300 followers to your playlist or something. And then people could submit of that genre. They could send you songs, they pay you, you listen to them, and if you like them, you put on your playlist.
Oh, okay.
It's just like another place to, like, if you have an audience, you can like monetize it.
Yeah, no, that you just got me thinking right now. We should make a playlist with all the guests that we have had on and make that specifically towards that.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, a lot of your music is on the Stampede Shuffle.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
And honestly, like it's on the earlier part of it, because yeah, like that has grown. But yeah, like Spruce has said, we've known your music before we even started this podcast. That's why this is a unique interview for us, because it's the first guest where we can truly say that.
Nice.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. So I kind of want to shift back towards like the recording aspect. So what audio interface do you use when you record?
I use an Apollo. It's a universal audio interface. It's like a 8-channel or 10-channel or something. Yeah, I started out with an M Audio Fast Track, which is just like a 2-channel. It was just like the cheapest 2-channel interface you could get. And then I upgraded to an Apogee Duet, which is another 2-channel interface. But it's, I guess the preamps are better or something.
Yeah.
Conversion's better. And then then I got the Apollo.
Nice. And then what platform are you using to do it all on?
Logic.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I've tried to switch to Ableton a couple times just because it looks amazing, and I always see people doing like amazing things with it. But I just know Logic so well that every time I've tried to switch, I just feel kind of like handicapped. I've got to like look stuff up online every time I want to do something, and then I just get frustrated and switch back to what I know.
Yeah, I mean it's a monster in itself, Logic. I've been just trying to dive on into it, and there's just so much happening.
Yeah, I'm still learning stuff about it, and I've been using it for, over 10 years.
What would you say has been the most challenging hill you've climbed over in Logic, and something that you like when you found it out or did something you were like, fuck yes?
A couple of the things that I guess were pretty impactful were kind of getting familiar with the hotkeys on the keyboard, for like zooming and cutting and like selecting, just like duplicating, just like all these things that can really just like speed up the amount of time it takes you to do something. So getting familiar with that, and then Logic, flex time, that was a pretty big discovery for me, where you could stretch and time align audio. Other than that, like the program, the hardest parts have been just in learning how to mix.
Yeah.
That's definitely been, and like definitely still something that just constantly trying to learn how to do better mixing and mastering. I don't know if there was any other major things. Like I kind of knew how to basically use the program pretty quickly, and then everything after that has just been like mixing and trying to, get drums to sound good and get your bass to be bassy but not,
Yeah.
tubby.
Absolutely. No, yeah, it's again, I'm sitting in your position where you were 10 years ago, where I'm like, all right, it's time. I have to sit down over these next 2 years and just learn this monster myself. And I've dabbled here and there, but yeah, I mean, YouTube can help with everything. So I have
Yeah. Yeah, if you can find a good instructor, there's you got to sift through a lot of stuff. But yeah. So you produce music then or record?
Yeah, so I play the guitar, I play bass, can play piano a little bit, and I have eight songs that I'm putting together as an album under Spruce. And I told myself, you know what? I made demos of them, and then I was like, okay, you know what? I know this guy who is a producer in the area, just kind of getting going. I ended up, so I'm working with him right now to actually just get this album done. And then from there, I was like, I'm never going anywhere again. I'm going to do it all myself. Just because, I don't know, I've had these songs in my head for the last like 2 years or so. I just feel like I need to get them done. Just have someone else do it for right now. But yeah, I mean, that is my goal. I have, like I said, I have this room I kind of put together, but I have a garage out back that I got to get a new roof on it. But from there, I'm getting the kit as soon as possible. I feel like drums are my instrument, but I've yet to like have a kit. So that's, yeah. So I'm very excited to be able to dive in and kind of just do like, I don't know, do what you're doing, man. Just doing it all yourself. That's that's awesome.
It's fun. Yeah. It's pretty endlessly entertaining to kind of just try and put stuff together. And it's just like every time you discover something new, or like you start making an idea and it sounds nice, like you like it, it's just infinite entertainment.
Absolutely. So many sounds.
I have a question too, I guess, about the creation process, because some Chalk Dinosaur albums are just you, some are, there's other people involved. Does the writing process change at all when it's just you versus, full band with others? Like, are they giving creative input too, or are you sort of like directing them, or how does it take shape?
For some of the songs, well, yeah, I guess like for some of the songs, I guess like it depends on the album. Like some of the albums are full band albums, so it's four of us collaborating on the music for it. And for those ones, a lot of the ideas, like on the first album that was like that, called Sprout, a lot of those ideas happened from jam sessions. So we would get together and just jam with no ideas or anything, just improvise for like an hour or two and record the jam. And then we'd go back through and we'd listen to what we played. And then if there was like a cool idea in there somewhere, we would kind of just take that and try to like make that into a full song. And then some of the songs are, one of us has a pretty fully figured out idea that they bring to the table and everyone else learns it. But I'd say it's probably like 75% we kind of come up with the ideas through like an improvisational jam session, and then we kind of refine it from there, which is a very painstaking, and that's like the not as fun part. And then like 25% are maybe ideas that I wrote in the studio by myself and then I brought to the band, and they changed a bit, but like the core of it was already written.
And who's all in your band now? I know you mentioned your brother's a part of it, but who you playing out with nowadays?
Yeah, right now it's me and my younger brother Nick, who plays the drums, and he's been playing shows with me off and on since like 2008. And over the past 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, has been like a constant part of the band. A lot of the shows we played between 2016 and now were just like me and him, doing kind of like more electro jam fusion type of thing. And then 2018 to 2022 we got 2 more members, which is the other guitar player whose name is John Henderson, who we met. He just like hit me up on Facebook because he had listened to some Chalk Dinosaur and wanted to jam, so we got together and jammed, and he was like a great fit. So then we tried to figure out a way to like get him into the fold. And then our other friend, Andrew Belcastro, he grew up across the street from us and he played bass in the band. And he was the friend that would come over and we would jam like when we were really young, when we just had instruments at our house that my older brothers were using. So we would just like do that for fun. And then, so he ended up being in the band. And then he moved to Utah. So there was a bass player, Michael Berger, who played in a Pittsburgh band called the Clock Reeds, who they were like really good kind of jazz funk fusion band. And their band dissolved, and then he like right around the time that our old bass player moved, so he ended up joining the band. So it's 4 of us. It's me and my brother, John Henderson, and Michael Berger.
Very nice.
Okay.
I gotta get out and see you boys. Maybe
Yeah, hopefully we'll probably be playing in Ohio more other than these 2 festivals. So it should be hopefully Cleveland sometime. And
absolutely. We got great venues here and that you guys would bring down to the house for.
Yeah, I think we have some friends. I think my brother has some friends in Cleveland, so that would be fun. I'm not sure if it would be the full band or if it would just be me and my brother, but we'll probably be out there in some capacity at some point over the next year or 2 for sure.
Beautiful. I love to hear it.
Yeah, Pittsburgh and Cleveland, not that far away. And also, I haven't even told you this yet, Spruce. They just announced today Toledo is building a 10,000 like capacity outdoor amphitheater.
Wow.
So that'll be a new venue in the Ohio scene. I don't know when it's going to be done.
Where's Toledo?
So Toledo is right on the Ohio-Michigan border on the west part of Lake Erie. So it's about like an hour and a half the other way from Cleveland. So from Pittsburgh, it's about 3.5 hours.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. I've been to Pittsburgh twice this year, so it's not like too far at all.
Nice.
But yeah, I guess, okay, since we're talking about venues, let's get favorite venue that you've played at so far and favorite venue, in your opinion, just to take in a show.
Ooh, okay. Favorite venue is, oh man, okay, there's probably like a 3-way tie between.
Yeah, you can give us multiple for sure.
Legend Valley is that's definitely one of my favorites for a lot of reasons. Nelson Ledges, also like really fun to play, and it sounds really nice on stage. And I love that it's near a body of water that's like a nice body of water. And then we got to play in Electric Forest in 2018.
Cool.
Oh, right on.
And so we got to play 2 sets, and one of them was at the Forest stage. I don't know if it's called the Forest stage anymore, but that was like an experience just being an artist there, because it's just like such a well-run festival, and just like the amenities and just like treatment was amazing and it sounded great. And just that festival in itself is just kind of a spectacle. So yeah, those are the three, I think. And then if I'm seeing a show, it's probably Nelson Ledges and Legend Valley are like two of my favorite. And then Red Rocks, of course, was amazing. If you're up close, like if you're far away, it's like not as good for the music. It still looks amazing, but like if you can get up, close to where you can see, their faces and stuff, it's really amazing. And then, there's another one that's kind of just got a soft spot. I've got a soft spot for. It's like this independent festival in Brookville, PA, which is kind of 2 hours east of Pittsburgh, kind of in a rural area, that this couple has this property with this big barn and all this land, and they hold like a festival there. It's called Farm Jamalama.
Okay.
And it's just like this sweet barn, and it sounds amazing in there. And whenever bands are playing, like people are just like all around the band. There's not like a stage or anything. It's just like a really cool festival that's like very close knit, I guess. It's a lot of Pittsburgh and like Pennsylvania people and artists. Yeah. So that one's really special, just for kind of you kind of know everybody there almost. And the shows are very immersive, and everybody's really good. Some of the best shows I've ever seen have been there, but it's not like a public thing. Like you kind of have to hear about it through just the grapevine, I guess, because they don't really do any promotion for it or anything. So anyway, yeah, those are my top 4.
Very nice. For myself, and you just mentioned there's some great bands, and I'm always looking for new music. Are there any local Pittsburgh bands that you want to shout out that you've come across and really enjoy, have played with, anything along that?
I think, man, I feel like some of my favorites have disbanded, but the Clock Reads, they've got some stuff on Spotify. They're really unique fusion of jazz and funk. That was what our bass player started that band. I always really liked them. There was a band called Starship Mantis that, they disbanded, unfortunately, but they were like the funkiest. Like the rhythm section was like one of the best drums and bass I've ever seen. They have an album or two on Spotify. I don't know who else. Let's see. God, I feel like all the ones that I really liked have disbanded. Trying to think of who else might have some stuff out. This band, Shaq Nicholson, they're from Pittsburgh. I think they have one album. I mixed their album. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I might be missing someone, and I'm sorry to that person if they hear this and I forgot them. But yeah, that's all. There's if you like blues and guitar stuff, there's this guy Zach Wiesinger from Pittsburgh. His band is called Misaligned Mind, and he's like a blues prodigy. He's like one of the best guitar players I've ever seen, and he's from Pittsburgh, and he's amazing. Like he always plays at really random places at random times, but seeing him play is like one of the he's definitely like one of the most talented musicians in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
So hold on, I just heard you say something I got to ask about. So you said you mixed and produced their album. So you mixed and produced albums outside of Chalk Dinosaur too?
Yes. Oh, that reminds me. Yeah, Stone Throwers. They're a band from Pittsburgh. They're not new, but they're more new than, I don't know how new they are, but I've been working on some of their recordings, and I've produced a couple songs from them. If you listen to the song Game by the Stone Throwers, that's one that I worked on with them. But they're kind of like funky soul. But yeah, I'll do jobs for a couple random, Pittsburgh artists. Oh yeah, our guitarist John Henderson, he just started a new artist project called Sky Ridge, and I've been mixing some of his music.
Very cool.
I feel like this is a lot of information. I just spouted off a lot of names.
No, that's what we love.
That's all good. Yeah.
For myself, I love this. I literally was listening to one we just did with a woman named Lily Richards, who works at Atlantic Records, and she was naming a bunch of up and coming artists, and I was like marking in my head when she was talking. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go back to this point and make sure I go and check them out. So I will be doing that with this one as well, because like I said, I mean, there's nothing like finding new music and just getting addicted for those like 2 weeks to an album you just love.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. I think it's time for the encore. We are about that time. Clep man, hit our boy John with the ultimate Stallions question.
All right.
Nervous.
Sweating.
All right. So what is the most memorable thing you've seen at a live show, whether it be one that you were just attending, one that you were playing at,
Okay.
be anything?
All right. I have two answers. One of them, I was at Legend Valley and we were watching STS9 at the main stage. There's, thousands of people there. And like during the set, this girl climbed over the fence, like the front row, barricade, and like got up on the stage, and she was out of her mind. And she started like walking towards the drummer, and it happened so fast that we were like, what is that person supposed to be on stage? And she just walked over the drums, and she like fell on the drums, like knocked the drums over, and like fell on the drummer. No. Yeah, she just like zombied up and just like collapsed on the drum set, and they had to stop the show.
Holy shit.
The drummer just keeps playing.
They did really good, but yeah, it was we couldn't believe it. And we were also on some psychedelics, so we were also questioning what the heck is going on here. Did that just happen?
Holy shit, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I bet she might have been too.
Yeah, she was gone.
Bad, and then, bad.
And then another one was at Bonnaroo. I went to Bonnaroo. That was like my first couple festival experiences were at Bonnaroo from 2010 to 2012. And in 2012, Radiohead was playing.
Ooh.
So at the main stage, you can wait in this line. They've got like a 20-foot section in front of the main stage called the pit, and you can like wait in a line to get up there so you can be like in the front. Mm-hmm. And there was like, I guess because it was Radiohead, there was just like a million people waiting in that line because they wanted to get in the front, like way more people waiting in line than could fit in this area. And then the show started, the line was still, people were still waiting in line, and people started to get like restless, and they were like, let us in. And they start pushing and like from the back, and it was like, it was like a human stampede situation where like we kept getting crammed in tighter and tighter to the point where like I didn't even have to, I could like pick my feet up off the ground. Like I was squished in that tight. Mm-hmm. And then like one of his fences fell over, and like all these people were like falling and like screaming, and we all made it out okay. So it ended up being a great night, but that was like that was definitely a memorable experience because it was like I don't know if you've ever seen those soccer stadium like angry mob fence collapsing human stampede type situation, but it was like that, and it was very freaky. But yeah, I don't think I'll ever go in a crowd that big again, but the rest of the night was great. But that was a memorable one. Oh wait, let me say a couple more because those were both kind of like bad ones.
Those are both good ones.
I mean, I like talking about them, but yeah, they weren't like wasn't like probably like a couple years before we did the same thing for my morning jacket, and it was like changed my life because it was like the best concert, and we were like right up front. But this past summer at Summer Dance, which is Lotus's festival at Nelson Ledges, I got to sit in with them for a song, which was amazing because like, yeah, because we had been listening to them probably since like 2012, and like they were a huge influence in a lot of the band we play or the music we play as a band, kind of like the style. So getting to like go up on stage with them and kind of like look out and see what they see when they're on stage and kind of hear what they're hearing up there was really cool.
That's crazy. That's fucking awesome. Lotus is so good.
Yeah.
And you got to share the stage with them. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that's a crazy experience. I think too, you are selling me on, because I've already been thinking about this and really want to do it. My Morning Jacket, they play a show, I think it's either in August or September, up at the Michigan Lottery Amphitheater in Sterling Heights, Michigan. It's like a little north of Detroit, maybe an hour and a half from me. But they're a band I've really been getting into recently, and just picked up the new album.
Nice.
Honestly, yesterday.
Yeah, definitely go and go up close if you can.
Oh yeah, that's like a mid-size venue. It's probably about like 7,500 to 10,000 people. So yeah, like honestly, even if you're on the lawn, like it's like a pavilion seat at like a larger amphitheater, like Red Rocks or Star Lake or Blossom or.
No, it's not.
But okay, have you explored their discography much?
So I'm most familiar with the newest album. Like the song that turned me on to them was Love, Love, Love. And so then from there, like I know a handful of songs off other albums, but this one's the only one that I've like listened to in its entirety.
Cool.
And
yeah,
I loved it.
I feel like those songs really come alive when they play them. But yeah, definitely. I think my favorite ones are other albums are It Still Moves, Circuital, Z. Yeah, those three. Okay. So if you're not sure where to go next, those three are really solid.
No, that definitely gives me some direction, because I sit at a desk all day and have headphones in, so
yeah,
I am able to discover a lot of new music while I'm working.
I think Circuital is probably my favorite, and then It Still Moves is right up there.
They're incredible. I actually saw them at Bonnaroo in 2015, and it was
nice.
One of the coolest experiences. When Alabama Shakes, My Morning Jacket, and then just Kendrick Lamar with Earth, Wind, and Fire came on stage.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
It was absolutely bonkers. That was my only time to the farm, but it was amazing.
It's what was your experience like there?
I loved it so much. I thought the lineup that I got, the headliners, it was like Mumford and Sons was on Saturday, and then like Florence and Billy Joel was like closing it. But I just was introduced to so many different people. Like Glass Animals was really small back then, and they played on Thursday night, so got exposed to them. Like Bleachers was another one I really enjoyed. Yeah, I'm trying to go back. I got to see the lineups though.
It's crazy. It's just crazy to see that big of an event with like that many people, and like it's just massive. And just the amount of like artists, like notable artists they get is crazy. You actually have to make a lot of hard decisions.
Yeah. You really do. It's bonkers. And I now know that next time I go, I will make sure I do group camping, because we were like the 20-minute walk away from the entrance.
Yeah.
So I need to make sure my tent's right there.
Was it hot?
Oh, you're up at 7 a.m. As soon as that sun hits, you're just like, shit. And me and my buddy were so dumb with planning. We're like, we only brought like fucking Nutter Butters, which were melted day one. We like, dude, we were so dumb. We brought alcohol. I don't even think we touched it, because we were just like, I don't even need this right now.
Do you have a canopy? Like a shade?
Yeah, my buddy did. So,
okay, good.
Yeah, so
crucial.
They brought that. It was absolutely crucial, but now we just winged the whole thing, and it was one of the best experiences I've ever had. And I was telling Clep,
awesome.
I was telling Clep, I mean, we'll definitely wait for the lineup to come out, but keep it on the radar.
Yeah, it's an experience, and now you know. After you go, you're like, oh, now I know everything I should have brought.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll do it next time.
Exactly. Well, shit, John, I appreciate you taking some time on your week to just come and chat with us. It's honestly been a pleasure, and you are just another one of the many music gurus that we have met that just appreciates music for what it is, but you've taken it to another level of not just making it, but mixing it, doing the whole process yourself. And I've said it before, but you are actually an inspiration for me, whether you know it or not. So I appreciate you very, very much.
Thanks. Yeah, it's been nice talking to you. Thanks for having me on the show. And sorry again, I missed those 2 weeks.
Nah, it's all good.
No big deal at all.
Yeah, absolutely no big deal at all. Hey, we saved it. Had this great convo. I'm looking up right now. We're way over an hour, and it feels like a half hour to me. But
nice. Okay, that's how you know.
That's the beauty of it. Yes.
Awesome. Yeah. If you ever want to have another chat, let me know.
Oh, we absolutely will. And then for the people listening out there, again, Chalk Dinosaur, make sure you check them out. Pittsburgh, PA band with an incredible, again, discography, and playing out and about and for the rest of 2022. So make sure you catch a show if you're in the area, Ohio, Pittsburgh area.
And again, that's a workout music and arts festival next weekend in Legend Valley. And then Summer Dance the first weekend in September, Labor Day weekend at Nelson Ledge.
Yes. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. Well, besides that, we'll do a little sign out. My name is Spruce.
I'm Clep.
Oh, I'm John.
It's all right. We really didn't tell you to say anything. We kind of pointed at you like, hey. But nonetheless, this has been another episode of Vinyl Stallions.